Hey everybody, today I am doing a couple math problems here, and now we're doing some basic algebra, okay? So we have three equations right here, and we'll be we will be using the elimination method. And we have three basic equations. We have x plus y equal -5. We got a 2x minus y is equal to 2. We got 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. We got a 6x minus y is equal to 1. Then we have 3x plus 2y is equal to 7. Then we have 2y is equal to 9x plus 11. So I am going to erase this because I need this space. Okay, so we're doing the elimination method, and hopefully we will be able to check by substituting the values that we get for x and y and see if we have the right answer. Okay, so let's get it started. So first, the way that we do elimination is that, for example, in this one, we need to solve for x and y. In other words, we have to find one value of x and one value of y, which means that, for example, if this is the Cartesian plane, right? So this is x, this is y. Okay, so now we will try to find the intersection where those functions, those two equations will cross each other. That will be the solution for the system of equations, which means that those equations can, one of them can probably will be like this. Okay, the other one could be like this. And this is the point that we are looking for. That intersection right there is the point that we're looking for. So that's why we will solve for one value of x and one value of y, which is going, this point right here is going to be represented by x comma y, something like that, right? So that's why it's called a system of linear equations, because they're both linear, right? And at the same time, they will have one solution, and that solution, both equations will have one solution, and that solution is where, at the point where they intercept each other, okay? So let's start solving the problems. Okay, so let's do the first one. The first one is x plus y equal to -5, 2x minus y equal to 2, right? So here, if I want to eliminate, I can eliminate x or y, okay? But the question is, which one will be easy to eliminate in this case? Well, in this case, to eliminate y will be easy because they have each other, they have opposite signs, right? They cancel each other out. When I add these two equations together, this y with that y will cancel each other out, which give me a 0, and then I add my x's on this side and I solve for x, right? So, okay, so let's do it. So this plus this 3 x plus 2x is equal to 3x, right? Plus y and minus y, positive y and negative y is equal to 0, right? So, and then here, I got a negative 5 plus 2 is equal to negative 3. Okay? Then I divide by negative 3. And I get that x is equal to negative 1, right? Okay, so x is negative 1. Now, to find y, I just use this value and substitute from for either of these two equations, and I will get the value for y. Okay, so let's use equation number 1. You can call this number 1. You can call this number 2, right? So let's substitute in this on equation number 1. So x is equal to negative 1, we say, right? So x plus y is equal to negative 5, right? Now, if I substitute negative 1 for x, negative 1 plus y equal to negative 5, right? Now, when I add, I need to solve for y, so therefore I need to add 1 on both sides, and I add 1 on both sides. If I add plus 1, right? This and this cancel each other out and add plus 1 right there, okay? So that means that if I add right here, this is equal to 0, add 1 over here, this is equal to 0, and I add 1 here, this is equal to negative 5 plus a positive 1, right, is equal to negative 4. So therefore y is equal to negative 4, right? So now I have the two values right here. So the solution for this is going to be negative 1, comma, negative 4. Now the question is, how do I check if the answer is correct? If this solution is correct, right? Now, so now what I can do is substitute these values in one of these equations. It doesn't matter which one of them I pick. Let's say that we pick number 1 again, right? And if the values of these two variables equal to negative 5, then the answer is correct, okay? So let's substitute the values for in this equation number 1. So x is negative 1, right? Negative 1. And y is negative 4. And that should be equal to negative 5, right? Okay, so negative 1 plus a negative 4 is equal to negative 5. And is equal to negative 5 on the other side. So that means that that's the right answer. So that's how you check if the answer is correct. So this is the answer for the first equation, right? So now let's do the next one. Let's do number 2. Number 2 is a little more challenging because you got, this is not, we have to do some more work. Okay, so let's do number 2, right? So 2x plus 3y equal to 7, and 6x minus y equal to 1. Okay, now even if I want to cancel this, I get a negative sign, but the coefficients are different. So I want to get the same coefficient for y. Okay, so in order to get the same coefficient for y, in this case I had to multiply equation number 2 by 3 because I have a 3 here. I got a 3, but I only have a y here. So therefore, I gotta multiply equation number 2 by 3 in order to get this 3y here, okay? So let's multiply that, okay? So let's write it here. Let's say 2x plus 3y is equal to 7, and I say that 3 times 6x minus y equal to 1, but I also gotta multiply that by 3, okay? So therefore, I get, when I do the multiply this one, I get, in equation number 1 stay the same. Equation number 1 is staying the same, right? This is number 1, this is number 2. Equation number 2 is going to change a little bit. So 2x plus 3y is equal to 7. That's equation number 1. Equation number 2 is sorry. Equation number 2 is going to be equal to 18x minus 3y equal to 3, right? Okay, so now notice that now I have the same coefficient, and now I can get rid of that y on both on this middle terms here, right? That y I can get rid of it. So okay, now if I add those y's, it's equal to 0. If I add 18x plus 2x is equal to 20x, right? 20x, and those cancel each other out, so therefore it's 0, and I got, in this side I get 10, okay? Now, when I divide by 20 on both sides, I get that x is equal to 1/2, okay? X is equal to 1/2. Now, now x is equal to 1/2. So x is equal to 1/2. Okay. Now let's solve for y. Okay. Let's use equation number 1 again. Okay. And we say that 2x, okay, so we say that 2x plus 3y equal to 7. I'm using equation number 1, right? Okay, now x is equal to 1/2. So 2 times 1/2 plus 3y is equal to 7, right? Then this 2 and this 2 cancel out, right? And I get 1 plus 3y equal to 7 is equal to 7, right? Now if I subtract 1 on both sides, I get 3y. I get 3y equal to 6, and I divide by 3 on both sides, and divide by 3 on both sides, right? When I divide by 3 on both sides, I get y is equal to 2. Okay, so the same thing. Okay? So in this case right here, if I substitute the values, well, the values for this is going to be negative, it's 1/2 comma 2, okay? That's the solution. Okay, the same thing, if you want to check, all you have to do is use equation number 1 again, and you say that 2x plus 3y is equal to 7, right? And then I substitute the values. I get 2 times 1/2 plus 3 times 2, right, is equal to 7, right? Now this cancels out with that, and I get 1 plus 6 is equal to 7, and 7 is equal to 7. So therefore, it checks. So the answer for this equation is also correct. So this is the second equation right here. Okay, so now let me erase some of this stuff to do number 3 real quick. Let me erase this. Okay, number 3 is 3x plus 2y equal to 7, and I get 2y equal to 9x plus 11. Alright? So this is a little different. It's a little different because the x is in the right side, but we have to get it into this form in order to use the elimination method. Okay. So in this case, what I'm going to do, this is already in the right form. I need to get this. This is not in the right form, so I need to get in the correct form, right? So what I'm going to do, I want to subtract here 9x on both sides, right? And I got to subtract 9x on both sides here, okay? So when I do that, I will write this here. I will write these two equations down here, and I will get 2x. Sorry. I will write 3x, okay, plus 2y is equal to 7. That's equation number 1. I just brought equation number 1 down. Okay. Now, equation number 2. This negative 9x right here, I can write it as negative 9x, right, like that, plus 2y is equal to 11. Okay. Now I got this 9x here negative, and I got this 3x here. I can actually multiply negative 1 on both sides here, and then get rid of the y, or I can multiply this equation number 1 by 3 to get 9 here, and I already have a negative 9 here, so this 9 will cancel out. So let me do that. Okay, so let me multiply equation number 1, okay, by 3. So 3 times 3x plus 2y equal to 7 times 3, right? That's equation number 1, okay? And in equation number 2, it stays the same, right? Well, when I do the math here, when I multiply this, I get 9x. Plus 6y equal to 21, right? Now I bring this down, okay? I bring equation number 2 down here, okay? Right here, okay? And I get 9x. I get 9x plus 2y equal to 11, right? Now I get rid of the x's, see? Now I get rid of the x's and I add the y's and I get, this is equal to 0, 0y plus, 0x, I'm sorry, 0x so you can say 0x, which doesn't really matter, plus 8y equal to 32, right? 11 plus 21. Now divide by 8 on both sides, and I get that y is equal to 4, right? So y here is equal to 4. Now that is one value, okay? So notice that now I solve for y and instead of solving for x, okay? Now let's use equation number 1 again, or number 2. Let's use number 2, okay? To find the value of of x, okay? Let's use number 2. Okay, so 9x plus 2y is equal to 11, okay? And y is equal to 4, right? So negative 9x plus 2 times 4 equal 11. When I do the math here, I get negative 9x plus 8 is equal 11. Okay, so so when I subtract 8 on both sides, okay, I subtract 8 on both sides. Sorry. And I get 9x equal to is equal to negative is equal to 3. Is equal to 3. Yep, it's equal to 3. Now when I divide by negative on both sides, by 9x, right? On both sides, I get that 9x, I get that x is equal to x is equal to 1/3. Okay, now let's check this out again. Let's check this out if it is true. Okay, now let's check this out. Let's use equation number 1 and see if this is equal to 7, okay? So equation number 1 is 3x plus 2y equal to 7, right? If I plot this value for 3, for x, I get 3 times negative 1/3, plus 2 times 4 equals 7, right? This right here with this cancel out as -1, right? That's -1. And then this 8, okay? So when I add those together, over here I get 7, and over here I get 7, right? So we checked. So the answer for this is negative 1/3, comma 4, right? So the answer for the third equation is negative 1/3, comma 4. All right. This is some system of equations. Hopefully this will be helpful for somebody who is taking basic algebra. Thank you for watching.